Hello there. Every time it's a different shit, man. This time is this one. Anyway, so yeah, man. Today was interesting day. There is a music, the background, neighbors, right? I hope they die of cancer. Anyway, so I woke up 5. I still follow the same process, and you know, it's kind of refreshing, having more time to train. And like now I'm calmer because I've experienced this before. This routine of trying the remote sales, but back then I didn't have the experience that I have now. Well, and like knowing where to go, like the places, the people to reach out to. So yeah, was good that I have this time to like breathe a little, of this high ticket space uh, environment. And then after, no, I was doing another thing. I started applying for the pipelines because I pay like Red Select. It's a platform where there are a lot of offers, already cured offers. So every offer that is there, they've analyzed it and like it's legit. So that really saves a lot of time. And uh, there are also the social media of the owners, the recruiters, so it's more easy to follow up and do something more personalized. Um, so today I just applied for 10 offers, and my target is 30 offers per day because fuck, doing this every day is just like unreasonable for me not to succeed. Like 30 per day, if I do half, 15 per day, which is my minimum, there's no way I'm not gonna land there. There's no way I'm not gonna land at least one interview during the week. So yeah, I applied for the pipelines, and then I started applying for the offers itself, and then I had this conversation with my friend. He's Brazilian just like me, and we started together. Not together. When I when he started, I was, I don't know, 2 months in, something like that. And like the first mock call he did was with me, so yeah. Like it's kind of funny because he got an offer. He made like some money, 2K USD. That would be like 10K BRL, and I didn't do shit, because I was in cold calling. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of got a little, bothered, but like nothing wow, you know, because like the fact that he is winning doesn't mean that I'm losing. It's just like some shit of the mind, The mind is always trying to fuck you up, but like thankfully I have this, notion, this awareness, and then like he advised me just to double down on the remote offers because just the fact that I know English, like it's not perfect, and I'm improving day by day, like just a little every day. I'm focusing on improving my English every day, like a bit, just baby steps, you know. The hardest part I've done already, which is learn anyway. So there is no reason for me to waste that, like literally, like waste that working on a 9 to 5 because the currency. Like just $1 is equivalent to 5.5 BRL. So like it's just ridiculous. So yeah, because he like and he understood. Like you're not making money. You don't have any money right now. So I get it. It's kind of tough, but you have advantages. Like you're still living with your parents. So like you don't have that much of expenses, so you gotta use that, like Of course, it's not something like I'm proud of saying this, but it's an advantage. And like if I'm not using that, I'm being stupid. Because now I can take risks, you know, that I wouldn't be able to if I wasn't like living with my parents. So I must use that. And I agree with him, and you know, I said something like he liked it. I said, yeah, man, because like other thing he said is that basically he was being a slave in this offer. It was a DM setter offer, so you close the deals through text. Like he was like working all day long, like all the fucking day, you know, and he barely had time to enjoy that. And I was like, you know, like he said to me, like, yeah, man, like I made some money, yeah, but it's still like I didn't have time to enjoy that. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So yeah, there's that, and well, I know that it's not gonna be easy, and I will have to put a lot of hours into it. But you know, and like I put a target, you know, a schedule of in 2 weeks get an offer, and like just no, there's I can only do three things. I can apply for offers, do more calls for the appointment setting script, yeah, for the appointment setting position, and do more calls for the interview process. So there's only that, and that's what I'm gonna do. So there's no way, like that's the inputs that generate the outcome that I want to achieve. So I'm just gonna double down on that and make it unreasonable for me not to succeed. So yeah, man, that's it. Take care. It's a fucking loud music here. Take care, bro.